Well, good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Whittler Dave here. I hope everybody's had a blessed morning already, like I have. Hey, we're getting rain here in Tennessee. Golly, I'm so glad. I literally am. I'm totally excited about my rain because we really need it. Hang on, folks. Yeah, we need the rain really bad so we can water Mother Earth here. Mother Earth is too dry, and it stops our fires. We live in the mountains. We have woods all the way around us. So we need water. Our creeks need to be fed. Our grass, our food for our bears. Everything needs to be growing. So it is raining, and I am excited. Yesterday I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up some material, and I haven't done any upholstery in years. And I fixed a friend of mine's arms on his desk chair. They were really bad and everything, so I reupholstered them, and I sat in the back of the truck. Oh, I got there early because you live in a tourist town, you've got to leave early. So I sat in the back of my truck and carved and everything, and waited till they opened, and then I went in there and grabbed the material and got my butt home and got them. But it turned out good. It's been a while. Hang on one more, folks. Sorry about that. It's been a while since I've done any upholstery, but I used to upholstery all the time. I did a lot of upholstery for a furniture store that I delivered furniture. A couch or a chair would come in, and I'd re-sew it. If a panel was bad, the company would send it to me, and I would take it apart. Actually, I'm a woodworker, so if it's damaged, I would restore the wood on the inside, rebuild it better than the factory, and then reupholster it, and then take it to the customer. But anywho, like I said, I hadn't done any upholstery in years, and it brought back a lot of memories. A lot of memories. I couldn't pick up a couch like I used to because with my back and legs, that's totally gone. But anyway, let's just do something fun. I've done these for years and everything, and I thought, well, let's just do one. How about, my little, and I tell everybody, if you live in my house, you got to have boots because no one lives there free. I've never lived free any of my life, and I've always worked all my life. I'm just an old man. So I made these a long time ago. I'm not the original drawer of these. I seen a picture, God, 10, 15 years ago, and I liked it and drawed it and everything, and I've been doing them for years. But my little chickens, my little chickens, see, they got boots, and then they'll have, a wing. Oops, dropped his tail feather. Have a little tail feather, and you'll have another wing. It's just a simple, just made out of that sugar pine, and everything. Let's get you down here because you don't want to see the old man. Come on. Lord have mercy. Let's get you down here. Let's get you a little closer. A little closer. Yeah! So anywho, got his little gollop sack here. So, like I told you, don't fret over it. Don't worry about it. Just draw your lines. This is his little, weird little, he's got like a mohawk in a way. It's how I do him. There's his beak. There's his gollop sack. And all that. Here's where his boots are going to stop. So I've already got this one drawn. Yeah, just simple. Yeah, I sat out there in the truck, and people would stare at me like, what he's doing? No one stopped. I tell everybody, I'm poor but friendly. Just stop. I'll talk to you. See, look, we're gonna set them lines. I see, look, they're right there. We've already got that boot set. There you go. I thought, let's just do something funny. I'm getting ready to start back on that pumpkin that I did a few months ago. A couple videos back ago. Not a few months, I'm sorry, folks. But it is getting to be, October. And mainly this week, I'm going to be doing a ton of painting. Because I just got a lot of stuff. I started early this morning. And before I ran to the grocery store, I was really sad this morning. I'm wanting turnip greens. And I went to buy me some turnips. And guess what? They didn't have any. They're being tomorrow. So now I gotta wait. And I wanted turnip greens tonight for tonight's supper. I love turnip greens and collard greens and stuff like that. And I was gonna make me a big old batch of it. And they didn't have any turnips right now. So I gotta wait. Got to wait. Alright, let's split the boot. Can you see, folks, with my old fat old hands in the way, just gonna have to make it look like it's got 2 boots. You know, just like that. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get tired of me hearing me say that, but I'm gonna drill that into your head. I hear a lot of these new wood carvers, and they oh, it's not good. Yes, it is, folks. Yes, I love every bit of it. When I tell you I love your carvings, I'm not lying to you, because you're trying. There you go. There you go. So don't fret over it. You know? Don't. Now see, look. There's 2 little boots. Got the line. Now, very simple. Now, need a heel. Yeah. There's the heel. Oh, yes. Now we got the little heel. Now let's get rid of the... over here, folks. Sorry. Let's get rid of that. Now, you've got... See? Created this little heel. Very simple, very simple. Let's do another line right there's good enough, good enough. Right there. Good enough, good enough. Right there. And yeah. See, carving's fun. Relax. I had a guy ask me the other day, he goes, I've never carved in my life. I said, well, you need to. Because he's an old builder. And he goes, is it relaxing? I said, well, let me put it this way. I have been doing carving since I've been a little boy. And I said, I wake up every day thinking about carving. I go to bed thinking about carving. I go to bed thinking about building. How can I do it even better? So yeah, it's beyond fun with me. So I'm hoping he takes my advice. He was a tourist here. He's seen me at Burger King. And I told him, I said, well, if you had longer, because he was heading back, I said, if you'd had longer, I have more knives here. You could sit down right now and I'd have you carving in 5 minutes. You know? Now there's the rounding of the boots. Now, let's see, there are going to be 2 boots. He don't have his feet put together and everything. I got to get it where you can see, folks. That's the hard thing. You know? That and camera work. Alright. I got this timer going, so everybody, you know, says, "Oh, you don't worry about it the other day." Well, I do. All right, let's go ahead and use the V-gouge. You know, can you see, folks? We're just gonna go right against that grain. I said occasionally I use the V-gouge. I do. This is just a lot easier. That's when you get old arthritis in your hands. And now, see? Right there. We've just separated these 2 boots. You got 1 boot, got 2 boots. See, I'll turn it this way. See that line in there? That line right there? Alright. And then you can go in there and clean it up with a knife and all the doodads. But right now, we're just shaping. Okay, let's get some of this body. Yeah, let's get some of this body. Yeah. Oh, this old month's just about gone. Can you believe that? Mercy. Not ready for it. You're going to hear me, I guess, complain a lot about winter because I spent years in winter and I grew up in snowland, I tell people. I could live on a tropical island and it never see snow the rest of my life, and I would love it. I would love it. It would not make me unhappy at all. And you know, the other day it got a little, it had perfect weather, about 75, 76, a nice light breeze. I sat out there by my dogwood tree and just carved, and my good friend Brian come over, and I had him a chair, and we just sat out and chit-chatted, and just, you know, he watched me carve, and we had a good time. He did. His wife's coming in next month, and I can't wait. Haven't seen his wife in a while. She lives away from him right now, because like I said, he takes care of this motel back here. He's a manager of it, and he's from Florida, and she lives in Florida. So they've got a split their time. You know, couldn't find anybody to work, so they, brought Brian in. He's like an old dog like me. We just come in and clean up the mess. Alrighty, now see, just roughed in. Yeah, just roughed in. Let's get this scallop sack right here. Let's get it fixed up. These are just basic whittling. You don't have to do all the hard stuff and all the eyeballies and stuff. Get away from that. Just whittle. Just whittle. This is what, that's why I stepped away from all that stuff. Because I just wanted everybody just to feel comfortable enough to whittle. And you can tell I'm not measuring. I'm just taking it. I'm drawing with the knife. Two sides are different. Stand in front of a mirror and tell me if both sides of your face is the same. And it is not. That's how I used to teach art. I'd stand the students in front of the mirror and I said, now, is both sides of your body the same? And they'd go, no, it's not. I said, well, then carve that way. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't fret over it. There we go. There we go. Oh, I love listening to that rain. I don't have a metal roof on my barn. I have a metal roof on my house. After I built this barn was built on a budget, and, I really went extreme for the floor and stuff like that, and, because I have a lot of weight in this barn, so I had it has a wooden floor in it, so I have a lot of time and reinforcing everything and all the floor joists and stuff like that, so it came down to the metal roof, and this wasn't feasible. It was cheaper just to put a shingle roof on it, and I shingled it myself. Took me several weeks because I can't carry like I used to with my back. And yeah, I couldn't find anybody to help me. I tried. I had a lot of these youngsters say, hey, I'd like to learn that. Well, they never did show up. Sad but true. I was going to teach them something that they could use in life. I had a friend of mine. He was going to try to. He's a professional roofer, but he was busy. He would have came and helped, but he has a whole crew and everything. They could have roofed this barn in less than 2 hours. But it took me almost 2 weeks with my back. I could only carry up a few pieces. My wife, she hates heights, but she would hand me pieces. I'd be halfway up the ladder. She just does not like heights. And so you can't blame her on that. So, it took me a while, but I would rather had a metal roof on this barn. And it's going to eventually get one. It is. It's going to eventually get a metal roof. That's what I want on it. First thing I'm getting ready to do is build onto the back of it. Probably 8 foot by 10, and it's not for me to really work in. It's just to get a lot of my wood, and I have a brand new dust extraction that I've never used. I've had it for a while, and life has happened. I had to have surgery, this and that. But I think this winter I'm gonna, start building. I got my friend Brian over here. He'll come and help me. And it's not going to be hard. We're just going to, you're only building 3 walls, and I'm going to slant roof it. I'm not going to take it up to the gable. I'm just going to go under the gable. When I built this barn, I wanted an overhang. I like buildings with overhang, so it's got almost a 2-foot overhang. That way no water runs down my building. Alrighty. So hopefully this winter, then I got to get the front door in. I've never put my sliding door in. We've had a few life issues like anybody else. I got to be careful how I lift anymore. The insides are not like they used to be. I'm not a puppy, folks. Whoops. Dropped my knife. Isn't that terrible? Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. Hang on, folks. I'm looking for something. There it is. Whew. Did some more gnomes. And the other gnome, I remember that gnome I did, and I put a snowflake on it. This one here, I'm carving a little flower for it. Just a whimsical little flower. Nothing extraordinary. Now, you don't want to carve up in here because that's where your wings go. You got, just remember that if you ever made one of these, because just don't want to. All right, let's get the top of the head set like that. Let's, I was talking to my good friend in Fairbanks last night. We were talking about stuff, and we got on a subject about attaching wood, and I gave him something to think about. I gave him some homework, I guess you'd want to call it. And I told him how I can attach a board to the center of another board, drive a nail through the center of the board, and you'll never find the nail without using putty or anything like that. No dowel rod to fill the nail hole in or anything like that. So I don't give out too many of my secrets. I learned all this when I was a kid from a lot of your Dutch Germans, the Amish, where I grew up around. I kept my mouth shut and I kept my eyes open, and I won them over. They found out that I could build, and I used to work for them. So I told him, I said, I want you to think about this before I even tell you. And I'm probably not going to tell him. I'm probably just going to do a video. He probably will get it if I shoot him a private video of what you got to do. And it's very, very simple. And once you learn it, you're like, wow. And it's just an old trick. An old trick. I learned back when I was a kid. I'm just tapering that beak in just a smidgeroo. Smidgy, little boopty-doopy. That's all we're doing. And we'll cut the... We'll hang on, folks. We'll get this beard right. Not beard. I said beard. Woo! Maybe. Where's it at? That's what I need. Gotta have some coffee. Get my brain right. Oh, mercy, you can't beat coffee. I told you, anybody ever comes to my shop and you want to make the old man happy, black coffee. And no foo-foo in mine. Nope. I don't like none of that stuff. I wouldn't go to a Starbucks if he told me it was free. I don't like all that squirt and dabble, and we didn't have that back then. My grandmother put a little bit of coffee mate in hers, and back then you had lumps of sugar. You didn't have ground up sugar like you had lumps, so she used 2 lumps of sugar. That's how she drank her coffee, and I have always drunk mine black. You see, I've set right there. See that line I set? It separates the beak. Can you see that? Right there's its head. There's its little beak. But yeah, that's how Grandma drunk it. See, when my wife could drink coffee, now she can't drink it anymore. She would buy all that squirt stuff and all that. I call it foo-foo. All that imitation stuff. Now, I remember back years ago, people would put honey in their coffee. I do that every once in a while. Sometimes I love honey. I may drop a drop or two. Now, I do like that because it's all natural. Or they take fresh berries. I've seen that done. Stuff like that. But preferably, nope. All black coffee. No foo-foo. Let's just take this piece of sandpaper. I told you. Just kind of see where your lines are. It's going to tell you a lot. I'm going to show you a lot. Now, see? Can you see that, folks? Your lines, very simple. Now, let's get rid of some of this right here. Taper that up into there. And you want to remember, don't carve the back side of this yet, because you got that tail on there. You got to put the tail on him. All you want to do is just shape it in just a little bit. Just a little bit. Grab your tail so you can see, but your tail's got to go down too. It's too thick. Now, let's see here. There's his tail, and no, it goes like this. I'm sorry, folks. I had his tail upside down. Oh, Lordy. All right, let's lose some of this weight. Let's get rid of some of this right here. There you go. Make it a little bit thinner. There you go. There you go. And I like to carve them irregular. I do. I think it just looks better. It looks like it's flowing in the wind. Take a little more off that side. And then get rid of these flat edges. Get some doodaddies in here. Roll that knife. See how I roll that knife? Roll that knife. Learn to roll your knife. Right there. Learn to do that upper sweep. There you go. There you go. I had a guy ask me again, he goes, aren't you afraid of cutting yourself? Like, do you know how long I've been carving? Most time I cut myself, when I do, is somebody tells me, hey, you're bleeding. You're bleeding. Like, oh, okay. Thank you. I don't know. Let's see here. How do I like that? Huh, I think I do like it like that. Yeah. Let's taper this in. Bring this. See, I'm going to swoop this up. Do a little swoopy. Do a little bit of swoop, swoop. Little bit of swoop, swoop. Whoop, whoop. There we go. There. Yeah. Now we got to still work on the back and everything. Got to work all the way around. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit of swoopy swoopy here. Make sure you touch all the wood. Don't leave anything flat. Get some chatters in here and there. Put a little love everywhere. A little love. Give it a little love. There we go. There we go. There you go. Now, I don't like hard edges. I've told you, heard me say that all the time. So lose these hard edges. Just lose them. And like I said, you don't want this perfect. You want to look like it's just flopping in the air. It's his tail. You know, don't fret over it. Then get your sandpaper out. And go over these corners. There you go. You know, you don't want really sharp corners, but something this little, you start picking with it with a knife, and you're going to shear it off. So just take a piece of sandpaper. Everything. School's out! I'm going to go a little bit longer. Alright. I think I'm going to put it like this. I like it. Yeah, that's how I liked it. Yeah. Alright, so now you got that little telly there. And then let's get right here. Remember, you got to leave a little area right there, folks. How do I know that? Well, I seen a drawing of this somewhere. Just a rough black and white drawing. Somebody had drawed. And I'm like, well, this ain't that cool. So I went home and drawed it. I drawed it on a napkin, actually. I was at a restaurant where I seen it. And I drawed it on a napkin. And there it is. You know? Okay. Just a simple little tail feather. Let's take you. Let's get rid of you. You're too straight. Let's bring you back this way. Yeah. 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 Just a simple little dude. Yeah. Like I said, I will, when I paint all this and give it the color and all that stuff, you'll really be able to see what this little dude looks like. It's just a simple little chicken. Chicken with boots on. Yeah? Do a little rounding. I love making these. I make them, I draw, so remember I draw. So, you know, if I have a piece of wood, you may see one of these that be 6 inches tall. Because I had a piece of wood and it screamed at me, chicken. So, I draw the chicken out of it. Or you may see one, I made one that was no bigger than about inch and a half, maybe 2 inches. You know, little tiny, yeah. It just wanted to be a chicken that day. Now what I do is I carve these lines into the top to give it this weird little mohawk hair. And if you don't want to carve these, you can get a coping saw out. You know? And that can start your lines. You know? Do you folks know what a coping saw is? Let's see. Yeah, hang on. Let me show you what a coping saw is so you'll know what that is. I still use hand saws. Just a coping saw. That's what a coping saw is. And all you have to do is just stick that in there and that's going to create your first line. Okay? You can do this and that'll create you another line. That's going to help you get your line started. Okay? You don't want to go very deep. Okay? And take that coping saw and go down like this. And like this. This is just going to help you. It's still all hand done. But it's just going to create those lines that you want. And then you'll carve all that. Okay? Coping saw. Buy you one. You know? Very easy tool to use. Everything. Make sure your teeth is pointing backwards. Because if you point them frontwards, if the teeth here is pointing frontwards, it will not cut. Okay? You know, it's not a Japanese saw. Japanese cuts on the reverse. Cuts a different way. And then, I'm going to use an X-Acto knife right here. I'm going to. Because this is against grain. And it's just going to be 50 times easier with my hands and instead of dolling my tools. And the other way you can do this, if you got a wood burner, you can burn your lines in. I've done that too. Now I'll cut you like a little V right here, a little V right there, a little V right there, a little V right there. Sandy paper comes out, fold it into just a flat little edge, sand those little lines. Get rid of them hard edges. And right there, the chicken's top is done. Very simple. Wing. Let's just see here. What we got? We got plenty of time. All right, a wing. Now, you can tell I start out with thick. It's way too thick. Don't worry about it. You want each wing different anyway. Now, get all that wing and start tapering it down. That's all you got to do. Let's go down this way. Go down, turn that blade in. That wing's going to bend that way. That wing's going to bend that way. Yeah, just like this. Yeah. But like I said, just get you a coping saw. It is a big tool that you can use in hand carving. You can save a lot of time, and it's still all done by hand. I have been using coping saws. I mean, coping saws is to cut molding and stuff. And back when I was on the road, there was times that, you know, I couldn't get a machine in there. So I have some very big coping saws, some old ones. And I would just bring those, and I can scroll with that. And that's how it was originally done, just by hand, scrolling. Yeah. Now see, we've taken that thick piece of wood and we have modernized it down to a thin piece. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's that. Now the problem is, if you glue that wing on there, it's flat. There's no life. It's flat. Just flat. So, don't make it flat. Come in the back side. Leave this right here. Leave this flat right here. Just come in the back side and start swooping it out. Do a little swoop. Do a little swoop. See how I roll my hand? Do a little swoop. Do a little swoop. Swoop, 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 swoop. Not soup, but swoop. And then take that right here and roll it down like that. And then right here too. And then, remember I said, touch all parts of the carving. Give it some love. Okay? And come in here and clean these edges off. Get rid of them hard edges on the back side of his wing right here. You know? But no, like I said, I was asked about, you know, am I worried about cutting myself? I'm telling you what, this thumb has so much scar tissue. It's like a guitar. It's got calluses. I don't even have my original fingerprints because I have just carved them basically away. I mean, it's just, they're all scarred up. But I have working hands. You know, that's what I have working hands. I always told my daughters, you want to know about a man? Look at his hands. You want to know if he's soft or if he's a worker? Look at his hands. His hands will tell you everything what type of man he is. Is he a hard worker? Has he got, you know, cuts and bruises and, you know, and stuff, and his hands are wrinkled, and they've been, you know, that's a working man's hands. Or if is he soft? Or, you know, and you can tell, to me, I can tell a lot about people just by looking at their hands. I can. Alrighty. Now, let's see what this thing looks like. He's just a little bit too thick still, but he is getting, oops, let's get you over here. I'm sorry. I gotta get, let's try the right hand. See? Yeah. You can look in there. He's got this little, but he's still too thick. Way too thick. He's like, I got muscle wings. I've been eating my Cheerios and my milk. So just thin him down. Like I said, just look at it, look at it, look at it. You know, and you'll eventually get it. It's going to tell you. It's talking to you. Learn to listen. You know? That's all you got to do. Yeah. It's a pleasure carving this morning. Listen to that rain. And the best thing is I got you folks. Thank you all who's been subscribing. Man, I tell you, I look at this every day. I read every day. You know, I make sure I try not to miss no one. Because you gave me love and respect to join my channel and subscribe and everything. And, you know, the respect out of that is I try to answer everything. If I miss something, remember, daveposton@gmail.com. I can't stress that enough. If you come to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Whittler Dave on Google Maps, you can type that in. It's got all my information. You can contact me through there. You know, hey, I'm in town. When are you going to be at Burger King? Are you going to be at this date? Or, you know, can I come by the house? And, yeah, you know, all that. You know, I'm a very, very friendly. I love to show what a higher power gave me years ago as my talent. All right, now, he's got them wingers. He does. He's got wings. He's got his tail done. Let's see here. Well, we're getting close to wrap this baby doll up. Let's thin this down a little more. Because we went from this thick right here, because this is his other wing, okay, down to this. You know? So from this to this. And don't worry about it. Don't sit here and go, well, how am I going to get the other side to look that way? It's not supposed to. You know, remember, two sides are not the same. Don't worry about it. You know, stop worrying about it. You're not trying to win a prize over this. You're just doing what I love to do, just whittle. Sit down, get you a couple of these, or get you a stick, and just whittle. Relax. Drink some coffee. Drink whatever you drink. Just sit out. You know, I would be sitting outside right now, but it is raining. You know, and I thought, well, I don't want my tools wet, so I thought I'd come in here and talk to you folks. And then I got oodles and oodles and oodles of paint. I got more painting than Quaker's got oats. Lots. So I've carved so much, and you know, these months are rolling by, and like I said, I want to shut down in November and just do videos and relax me hands, because the Christmas show was very hard, because I'm brought up there. I don't have to pay for my spot, but I'm a maker, so they expect one thing. I'm making all day long. You know, I'm carving, talking, taking pictures, you know, whatever somebody wants. Teaching people, I have taught up there. So, you know, I can show you real fast how to do something. Yes, I can. So, I want in November, I want to totally be done with all my show and everything boxed up, ready to go, and just go up on the mountain. And I can be rested, because after that show, I don't do anything for a while. I'm exhausted. Remember, I'm not a young puppy anymore. I'm an old dog. Been around the block way too many times. Alrighty. There we go. We got that little wing. That's good enough. Well, anywho, I just wanted to get you out here and show you a fun carving today. Let's get you up here so you can see the old man. You know, I just wanted to get you out here and show you a fun, just a chicken, got his little mohawk hair, a wing, and his little tail, just very simple. And I'll do the other wing right here. I've got to carve that, and then just paint him up. I got to carve his boots, you don't have to get really fancy. You got to carve the little soles in them. I'll take and I'll draw a line right here. Go all the way around. Go all the way around. Go all the way around. And then see, look. There's where its bottom sole is, right there. I'll cut that line in. These are fun. Very simple. Well, anywho, like I said, thank you. My channel is growing because of you folks. And I'm just a provider of the arts and stuff like that. And you take the time and out of your day and to watch my videos. And God, I love you. I do. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. It moves me. It really does. See the snowman? Here's another one. Just a simple snowman. These will be at the show. But anywho, I need to jump off here. Thanks for everybody that's been subscribing. Remember, there's that bell at the top. You can push that, and that will let you know when Whittler Dave puts out a video. Any questions, ask me. DavePoston@gmail.com. Just remember that. You can send me questions on that. And remember, show all your friends. Share these with your friends. And tell people, this is a family show. That's what this is. We have fun. We have a lot of fun. But anywho, thank you all again for subscribing. And make sure you push the like button. That extremely helps me. And give me a comment. Tell me the God's truth. You're not going to hurt the old man's feeling. And thank you again. I appreciate everybody. And I will just talk to you later. Whittler Dave says goodbye.